Hi, everyone. This is Cherif Sleiman. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer at the Redefining Group. Over 30 years of comprehensive sales, technology, and business experience, and having held senior leadership roles at the giants of the tech industry like Nortel Networks, Cisco Systems, and Infoblox, I find it exceptionally exciting to be now at the helm of an organization and an esteemed organization like Redefining, whose absolute focus on changing people's lives and transforming the real estate sector. For me, this is just a continuation of my passion and in my journey, as a co-founder in the fintech and the health tech space, being here and basically applying my passion and my skills in bringing this transformation to the real estate sector is really of an exciting role and an exciting nature for me. It is really impressive when you really take a look at what's happening in the PropTech sector in Bahrain. Bahrain PropTech sector has been actually showing some really great signs and a great momentum. With a wide range of emerging trends that seem to obviously bring a lot of opportunities for the local and the regional players and investors. To give you a little bit of a context, we're seeing from a real estate sector perspective, growth in the luxury properties and newer living preferences across the region. Bahrain is no different. And given Bahrain's central that location offers actually incredible amount of appealing opportunities for investments, tax incentives, and all of that comes obviously with the incredible economic vision of Bahrain, the Bahrain government, the Economic Vision 2030, and the role that Bahrain government and specifically RERA has been actually doing in simplifying the entire property registration, property ownership, and the property rental journey. So if we really take a look in, comparisons to what's really happening around the region and globally, and comparison to, the other markets, Bahrain's PropTech landscape, we could really call it as an emerging one. But nevertheless, it holds, great promise. And the scope for any key player, including us and our competition, and even, brokers and developers, there's incredible amount of digitization in the journey that we can really do in the front end, as well as obviously the back end with the government. So to summarize, it's a appealing market. It's in the emerging stage of digitization with incredible amount of opportunities for tech players as well as investors to come together to fundamentally take it to the next level. In the realm of Bahrain's real estate technology sector, we have actually been focusing on transforming the legacy practices. And that's through fostering innovation. And obviously that can only happen with the collaboration between government, obviously consumers, and brokers and developers. We all need to change. The digital transformation train does not really, pivot away from stops. It fundamentally attacks and changes and brings opportunities and forces certain practices to evolve, regardless of the sector, regardless of the country, and regardless of the size of the opportunity. When we really take a look at Bahrain, the PropTech is transforming Bahrain's real estate sector by fostering streamlined processes, in increasing, transparency and trust through, digital technologies, and making actually real estate and every aspect of real estate a lot more accessible to the average consumer. because today the average consumer has broadband, the average consumer knows mobile technology and actually is using some type of smartphone. So PropTech is fundamentally taking the entire kind of red tape and that Bermuda Triangle and ambiguity of what really happens inside real estate to making it exceptionally accessible, visible, transparent, and with that comes incredible amount of trust, not just for the local user and consumer and investor, but also for the regional foreign one and obviously the international foreign. And when you really take a look at where are the areas that are coming under incredible scrutiny and change, first, empowering the consumers. Data is really imperative. Today, we understand that the entire search journey is a really, infested with emotions and anxiety and eagerness, and all of these are conflicting emotions. How do you really streamline all these emotions and allow people to take steps forward? Is giving them informed decisions. When you really take a look at what we've done, for example, in Bahrain recently, introducing data insights that empower consumers with richness around rent and buy decisions powered by data and historical trends of pricing for specific assets and specific, obviously, properties. It really takes emotions out of that. We're taking that journey forward through also technology to allow people to understand what does the living experience, what's the shopping experience, what's the schooling experience in the communities that people are looking for, so they can have more of an immersive, actual view that enables them to make decisions. Other areas is the entire, quality of the inventory. People have the right to look at a property and understand not only aspects of information about it, like, price and its location, that, but the fact that it is real, the fact that information about it is absolutely real, and that obviously introduces incredible amount of trust. The final area is the entire collaboration with the government. How do we fundamentally enable, through technology, the bolstering and streamlining of a regulatory framework that enables people to register, for them to be able to get a deed, for them to be able to get a rental agreement executed that enables them to get utilities. So that kind of immersive consumer journey is really, really important. So these are, some of the quick things that I think you will see over the next 12 months being addressed to remove some of the hurdles and challenges of growing the PropTech sector in Bahrain. So we've, obviously just spoken in our previous point around some of the areas that I think will change over the next, 12 months. Looking for a longer range view, it is obviously very important to understand how can the sector play a much bigger role in contributing to the GDP of the country. Yeah. And here, this is where we obviously can look at primary, meaning how do we really make inventory from developers readily available to investors? How do we fundamentally work with Ministry of Trade and Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Finance to enable investors to be able to land and get visas and open bank accounts? So we facilitate, obviously, the money transfers. How do we really go to fractional ownership? Sometimes you may have expensive properties and assets. We using like a lesson from the mutual funds, having the ability to open it up to a fractional investment where many people can actually have shares in that. These are obviously some things that we can definitely look at that will create a much more streamlined investment locally and internationally in the sector.